Philetaerus was the founder of the Attalid dynasty of Pergamon in Anatolia. Early life and career under Lysimachus. He was born in Tyrium, a small town which is situated in the geographical region of Pontus Exinus on the Black Sea coast of Anatolia between Bithynia to the west and Paphlagonia to the east. His father Attalid was Greek and his mother Boa was Paphlagonian. After the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BC, Philetaerus became embroiled in the struggle for supremacy, called the Wars of the Diadochi, between Alexander's regional governors, Antigonus in Phrygia, Lysimachus in Thrace and Seleucus in Babylonia. Philetaerus served first under Antigonus. He then shifted his allegiance to Lysimachus, who, after Antigonus was killed at the Battle of Ipsus in 301 BC, made Philetaerus commander of Pergamon, where Lysimachus kept a treasury of 9,000 talents of silver. Ruler of Pergamon, Philetaerus served Lysimachus until 282 BC, when, perhaps because of conflicts involving the court intrigues of Arsinoe, Lysimachus's third wife, Philetaerus deserted Lysimachus, offering himself and the important fortress of Pergamon, along with its treasury, to Seleucus, who subsequently defeated and killed Lysimachus at the Battle of Corupedium in 281 BC. Seleucus himself was killed by Ptolemy Ceraunus, a brother of Arsinoe, at Lysimachia a few months later. Though nominally under Seleucid control, Philetaerus, especially after the death of Seleucus, had considerable autonomy and was able, with the help of his considerable wealth, to increase his power and influence beyond Pergamon. There are numerous records of Philetaerus as benefactor to neighboring cities and temples, including the temples at Delphi and Delos. He also contributed troops, money and food to the city of Cyzicus for defense against the invading Gauls. As a result, Philetaerus gained prestige and goodwill for himself and his family. During his nearly 40-year rule, he constructed on the Acropolis of Pergamon the Temple of Demeter and the Temple of Athena, and Pergamon's first palace, and he added considerably to the city's fortifications. Philetaerus was a eunuch, though scholars differ on the reason for his castration. Attalid, the first Attalid king of Pergamon, explained that when Philetaerus was a baby, he was brought into a crowd where he was pressed upon and his testicles were crushed. Philetaerus of Tyrium was a eunuch from boyhood, for it came to pass at a certain burial, when a spectacle was being given at which many people were present, that the nurse who was carrying Philetaerus, still an infant, was caught in the crowd and pressed so hard that the child was incapacitated. He was a eunuch therefore, but he was well trained and proved worthy of this trust. Philetaerus never married and, since he was a eunuch, had no children. He adopted his nephew Eumenes I, who succeeded him as ruler of Pergamon upon his death in 263 BC. With the exception of Eumenes II, all future Attalid rulers depicted a bust of Philetaerus on their coins, paying tribute to the founder of the dynasty.